Welcome to this week's episode of the Affirmation Talk Podcast, where we assist with the aligning the artist to their craft and the building of their inner voice. I'm your host, founder, and head coach of the Reel Tips LLC, Bonnie the Talent Aligner. We at the Reel Tips travel the real emotional journey of the artist, helping them to overcome natural states of self-doubt within their career path. Last week we talked about overcoming getting outside of yourself and your aura. This week we are going to hold ourselves accountable for how we internalize and transmute negative thoughts and words. Let's start off, as always, with our deep breathing techniques. You are going to follow me as we inhale for the count of 7. Hold your breath on the count of 4. And exhale on the count of 8. It is very important also what you visualize during this process of deep breathing. You want to be sure that when you inhale all the positive thoughts and words and feelings that you would like to attract within this upcoming week. And as you exhale, you are releasing and pushing out all of the negative, stagnant, and even fearful energy that you have accumulated over the past week. Also be sure that you are breathing from your diaphragm. It is very important, this deep breathing process, because it not only helps slow down your breath, but it also helps break up the thoughts within your mind. We sometimes have a cycle of negative thinking and a cycle of thoughts that turn into a chain that we find it hard to break loose. And this deep breathing will help break apart that chain of thinking. Let's begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold your breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold your breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Beautiful. So this week we talk about traveling the process of choosing your thoughts and your inner dialogue for your craft. It is easy to identify when others are being negative or projecting low vibrations of disbelief and fear and just plain negativity on us. But we must be sure that we are not projecting that within ourselves. Let's continue to build on our inner thinking and our inner voice with our affirmations. Affirming to yourself helps to elevate your thoughts and your vibration. We utilize affirmation to remember the capable and powerful nature of who we naturally are without anyone having to tell us or validate us. Now, you may be familiar with the word affirmations or affirming to yourself, but we call them affirmations. And the definition is reassuring your creative genius and telling yourself you are badass. It is merely remembering who you are without anyone having to tell you. Remembering the things that you are already good at without any validation, praise, or outside noise to help you push towards that thinking. Knowing that you can push yourself towards your own thinking because you are in charge of that. I will recite the affirmation and then I will give you a place to repeat the affirmation after me. How you recite these affirmations is also very important. You don't ever want to recite them in a way where you are explaining them, or even where you're downplaying or not feeling confident about it. Remember, these affirmations are for you and for you only. So say them with confidence, say them with knowing, say them with understanding that this is me and I know this for sure. Let's begin. I embrace my badass inner genius. My gifts and talents are purpose driven. I know who I am and I perform it. The world needs my creative self. I am equipped for this moment. My acting presence overpowers any signs of fear. I am not held to anyone's expectations. I simply act from my own heart and passion. I am fearless because I take back my power from fear. I am naturally creative. I already know I am good at this. The words I think and speak manifest my truest desires. I am present and I access my full creativity. I can embrace moments of stillness. I talk to myself without judgment. I am always learning in my craft. The only person that can keep me bound is me. I am grounded in my artistry. Come back to these affirmations as we suggest as much as you need to, especially when you're in the process of a low vibrational cycle or moments of negativity. You want to affirm to yourself or act firm to yourself as much as possible in these moments. Affirmation is a tool to help you build that inner voice within. Remember, the stronger that your inner voice is, the better of an ally you have in the moment of performance, the better of an ally you have in moments of rejection. You don't ever want to get outside of yourself and take sides with people outside of you about you. So this is what affirmation is for, remembering you for you. It is inevitable as an artist to deal with a lot of scrutiny, rejections, or words of disbelief and fear from others. But it is important to know what actually keeps us down or in that funk after we experience those things. What actually keeps us down is how we ourselves choose to process and internalize the words. Especially with Mercury retrograde upon us, it is easy to get caught up in pointless negative thoughts and communications. Actually, let's take a quick moment to discuss Mercury retrograde for a moment. I know a lot of people have some fears behind Mercury retrograde, especially if you're just getting to know what it actually means. Mercury Retrograde is a time where the planet of communication gives off a particular energy into the universe that makes it difficult to communicate, makes it difficult to effectively deal with technology or handle any contractual business endeavors. However, this does not mean to give your power to that time. Does not mean to give your power over to this time as if you are a victim to it, right? It just means to be more detail oriented and careful in these areas. It means to use more discretion, patience, and your key tools to help you to overcome communication and technology blockages. Now, when it comes to negative self talk and negative thinking, I really want you to truly ask yourself this, and answer honestly. Do you transmute? Transmute meaning to mentally change or transform. Do you transmute the negative thoughts into positivity as you talk to yourself? Or do you take the words on as your own internal dialogue? Listen, it is completely okay to say yes because we all go through it at some time or another. We beat up on ourselves or be way harder on ourselves after moments of rejection. It's natural. Listen, even if you feel you did something wrong, there is no productivity in beating up on yourself. It's important to have accountability in what you have responsible for, but not talking to yourself with negative, condescending, or brutal words. These brutal words will cause you to distrust yourself. It also, again, puts you in the position of taking sides with people outside of you. So who's going to have your side when this happens? This is never what you want to build up within yourself, especially when you are building an artistic career. It's because of the frequent competition and the rejection, but still not even on an everyday life basis either. Even if you are transitioning from a negative mindset, an ongoing negative mindset that you find it hard to pull yourself out of, it is still possible to build a regular routine of healthy self-talk within. It is pertinent to. There are several tactics to utilize to get your thoughts back on track to positivity. And here are some. First, if you are in a state of uber and immense negativity, write out focused list of positivity. What you do is you write down words in a list that feel good to you. Let each word and joyful feeling lead you to the next word that you write. Continue to write. It's a free writing exercise, but it's a free writing exercise of positivity. Write out as many words as you need to until you feel your mood starting to change a little. The next tip is to listen to binaural beats of sound waves to promote a higher frequency. You can find these binaural beats and meditation music on YouTube. You can even Google them and type in meditation sounds for positivity. I suggest you listening to these at night, overnight when you are sleeping, and in the morning when you first awake. Remember, you are reprogramming yourself from that negativity, so consistency is a must. Another thing that helps you transmute energy is the utilization of crystals. There are a few crystals that help you clear and transmute negative thoughts and thinking. Number one is clear quartz. Another is a black tourmaline, and another is a citrine crystal. All of these help clear and transmute the energy within you. Touch them and rub them and hold them in your hand or put them in your undergarment so that they may touch your skin all day. The next tip is this right now is a time to frequently utilize your affirmations heavily. It's all about, again, reprogramming yourself to a higher frequency from that negativity. But you have to be consistent to reprogram yourself or it will not work. Listen to or say your affirmations as soon as you awake. Whenever there's a moment that you feel that you're being really negative or feeling down throughout the day, and at night before you sleep. This is very important to keep up this routine when you're having these cycles of negative thinking. Remember, you have to push out the negativity with an immense amount of positivity to be effective. Our next tactic and final tip is, as soon as you think a negative thought or statement, look on the bright side to transmute or transform it into something positive. For example, if the thought is, I have a long way to go before I can perform professionally, transform that thought by saying, I can use this time to perfect my craft and get better and better each day. How you feel about yourself is all about perspective. So know you have the power to change it, because you do. If you feel like the negativity has taken over your mind and it's hard to clear it out, let us help you align you back to your craft. Our featured product of the week is our Artistic Alignment Consult for the Reel Tips. In our Artistic Alignment Consult, we read the energy around the state of your career, how to get past any blockages, and how to specifically manifest within your goals. Book an Artistic Alignment Consult with the Reel Tips by clicking the link in the description box. Let's conclude this week affirmation talk with our card for creative focus for the week. I have pulled the card of Release the Dark Wound. Let love live. This card reads, if we detach something from its source too soon, trying to force it to become what it is not ready or willing to become, we can unintentionally sap it of its strength and kill it. There is a dark wound in the consciousness of humanity which demands perfection and denies process. If you are thinking of publishers before you have even written a book, or if you are comparing your unfinished song idea to the latest best-selling pop release, if you have decided you are not good enough or worthy enough to succeed before you have even given it everything you've got and asked for divine help, then this dark wound has you in its grasp. You have to let go of the depth grip of perfectionism and let yourself and your ideas live. Love is abundant, creative, and inspiring. It moves us so much more joyously and creatively than fear. You are being asked to honor the path of your own love, what inspires you, what fills you excitingly, what joyful and perhaps even rather different. Let that live. Release the dark wounding of false belief. There are countless stories of vastly successful artists who very nearly bind the project that was the making of their career because of the despair fostered by their own dark nature. They doubted. They were uncertain. Was their work any good? Was it useless? They struggled to believe in the right of a work to come to life, whether it was accepted, revered, or rejected by others or not. They nearly lost their work to fear. Undoubtedly, there have been many times when this has actually happened and the work was not saved, not allowed to live. Do not let this happen to you. Whether something is meant to be a commercially oriented venture or a more personal creation for your own therapeutic healing, it must be allowed to be. Without judgment, without criticism, even without premature evaluation. It must be allowed to be what it is, and only time, love, patience, and attention will reveal it. Now repeat after me for your healing process. I now choose of my own free will to release all cellular memories and belief systems based in the dark wound of criticism, judgment, shaming, and fear, so that my creative, loving energy may thrive in a nourishing environment conducive to growth. Through all time and space, through all dimensions of my being, through unconditional love, so be it. That concludes this week's affirmation talk. I thank you so much, as always, for being here with me, Bonnie the Talent Aligner, and the Reel Tips. As always, I want you to be real, my real people. Namaste.